Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 6 summer drink related DIYs. Today's video is a part of a challenge called the Sippin and Chillin challenge. I'm going to explain more about that in a minute. But if you want to see how I made all of these DIYs, then please be sure to keep watching for the rest of this video. As I mentioned before, this video is a part of a challenge called the Sippin and Chillin challenge. It's hosted by the Crafty Quinn and Andrea Peacock DIY. The links to their channels and the playlist will be below in the description, so please be sure to check it out after you watch the video. For the first DIY, I'm going to make this light up sign. I'm actually going to use these little LED lights that I got from the Dollar Tree last Christmas and I had left over. I have some white and some yellow, and then some paint and some stencils to make this sign. I'm obviously making it in a drink theme because that's the theme of the challenge, but you could actually make this type of light up sign with any type of message on it for any sort of occasion. You do it probably for a baby shower or birthday, or even just decoration for a kid's room or something. I thought when I was making this, I thought this would be kind of cute for like a nursery or just a child's room as like a little light up sign for nighttime. If it said something really sweet on it related to that child, I guess. I'm going to try not to do too much talking during this video, but there's a couple things I need to explain, but other than that, I want you to just enjoy watching me create these projects. But this is one part that I have to explain. I drew in the slices with white paint off camera, but while the white paint was still wet, I did blend in the yellow in the triangular parts just to create that natural blended color that a lemon has. Keep in mind where you want to put your lights before you start stenciling on or drawing on whatever pattern you're going to use on the front, because when I went to put in the white lights on the edge, I accidentally poked through the E on the word fresh because I didn't take into consideration the wood on the outside of the back of the canvas. To keep the lights and the battery packs from moving around too much on the back, I just added some hot glue. In the next DIY, I'm going to be making some coasters from scratch using the hole saw attachment on my drill. And this is just the piece of scrap plywood that I cut the holes out of. These are regular Google images that I printed off on some photo paper that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to teach you guys how to do a transfer to wood using an inkjet printer. And I have 2 types of Mod Podge today, and I'll explain why a little bit later. I want to talk a little bit more about how to do this image transfer onto wood using an inkjet printer. Most tutorials online will show you how to transfer onto wood using either a Cricut or regular paper and a laser printer, but I don't have either one of those, so I'm teaching you guys how to do the image transfer using an inkjet printer, some photo paper, and Mod Podge. Once the Mod Podge dries, you want to wet it with water. That's just water in the bottle. And then you rub the paper off until the image is revealed. After doing a bunch of research and testing this on a lot of different types of paper, I found that the key to getting the best quality image with an inkjet printer would be to use the photo paper, and again, that can be found at the Dollar Tree. Now, this is why I needed the 2 types of Mod Podge, because I found that you get the image really pops a lot more and is a lot clearer if you use a glossy Mod Podge on the top coat. Since I was working with these small bottles of Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree, I decided to use matte on the base when I was sticking it on, and then I used the gloss Mod Podge on the top so that the image really pops when it's done. I repeated the same steps on the back side, but then this is kind of where I feel like I messed up. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I wanted to cover this wooden edge, so I added a little bit of white paint to the edge, and then it kind of got out of control, and I really honestly don't know how I feel about the white on the outline. I kind of wish I'd left it wooden, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should I have left the wooden edge, or do you like the white edge on these coasters? And I'm sure you're wondering what I'm doing here. I have this piece of cardboard that I cut to size to fit inside of this throw pillow case, because we're going to make a customized throw pillow. You can pretty much get a pillow cover or cushion. You can use a regular pillow cover or a throw pillow cover and do this on any type of pillow and put any type of message on it. But here, of course, I'm doing a summer drink inspired pillowcase. I use a cardboard to prevent the paint from bleeding through to the other side of the fabric while I'm doing the stenciling. Also, my recommendation, if you're going to be stenciling with paint, then I do recommend using acrylic paint so that it doesn't wash away or fade when you go to wash this pillow cover. I've done this a couple of different times and I've never had trouble with the paint fading or anything like that. I'm going to do another transfer. This time I'm using this iron-on paper that I already had on hand from another project, and again, this works with an inkjet printer. You would just print on it like you normally would. This is just an image from Google Images, and then once it's all printed out, you want to cut it out and then peel off the back. And it also comes with the wax paper that you need to put over the image and then iron it on. Now here I messed up because the cardboard that I used actually had a little bit of adhesive on it. So when I applied the heat, I didn't realize it and it left a stain into the fabric. But to cover that up, I just printed off another image of a lemon and repeated that to cover the glue spot, and you didn't even notice it when it's done. Okay, for the next DIY, I'm going to use all of these items here to make a little margarita glass. I painted a lot of this off camera, but I actually had to put a lot of coats of paint on this. I maybe put about 4 coats of paint on before I had a nice solid color, and then coated it with Mod Podge. When making the straw, I started with a base of white paint, but then to make it in the spiral pattern, I used some painter's tape, but I scored the tape down the middle with the utility knife so that I can get a skinnier piece of tape to create more spirals to go down the straw. Also, so that the spirals would be the appropriate size for the straw, and then I painted over in pink paint. These white circles are just 2 pieces of cardboard that I cut out into a circular shape. I coated them with some white paint as a base, and I have 2 of them because one of them I'm going to use to make the lime for this current project, but the other one I'm going to make into a lemon for another project that I'll share later in the video. Now, once the glass was assembled, it was time to add a salt on the rim, just like a real margarita. Using glitter and glue from the glue stick. Now, there is glitter glue sticks that you can buy at the Dollar Tree, but I didn't have any of those, so I was just working with what I had on hand. So I kind of just put the hot glue on, and little by little I would dip it into the glitter. And then I just added the straw and the lime, and I was done. For this next DIY, I'm going to make a lemonade candle. I'm using one of these dollar store yellow candles. I didn't end up using the glass marker. It didn't turn out how I wanted, but the white plain white candles and the twine are actually to make my own wick, and then the lemon essential oil for the scent so that it actually smelled a little bit like lemon. First, I started making my own wick by melting down the plain white candles so that I can use the wax to coat the twine in wax. In order to make your own wick, you just need to cut the string to the right size, and then you want to coat it in that melted wax. And once you pull it out and let it set to dry, then it will dry into a wick, and you just have to glue it down to the base of your container. I secure the wick to the base of my candle jar using hot glue. I just applied a little bit of hot glue to the edge of the wick, and then I pressed it down using a little marker, the end of a little marker, and wrapped it around the pencil to keep it suspended. With the taller candle, I just dropped it directly into the boiling water, and I started with putting the lemon essential oil into the jar, but then also after the taller candle was done melting down, I also added some essential oil into that bowl and mixed it into the wax as well before pouring it in the jar. Now it was time to make the accessories. I did use the other end of the wooden dowel that I had to make the straw for this one, and when I cut the tape this time, I cut it a little bit thinner so that the size of the spirals would be appropriate for the size of this straw. With the candle this time, I did not glue the cardboard lemon to it because when you light the candle, you want to take the accessories out. So with that one, I did not add any hot glue. I just added in the accessories. Okay guys, so this is my favorite project. This is the last and final and favorite project that I did. I used this stain on it because I was dying to use this stain. It's actually a really beautiful stain, but if I had to do this again, I probably wouldn't use this same exact stain. I'd probably go with something like a whitewash or maybe just like a lighter brown color or something. Let me know in the comments if you like this stain color for this project, or if you would have gone with a different stain color, or let me know what your favorite type of stain is. Like, what's your favorite stain that you like to use on all of your projects? Let me know in the comments below. The message on here though is actually what I got so excited about, so when you see the message, that's why this is my favorite, because I thought it would be so appropriate for this project. Also, I want to mention that before I started stenciling, I did wait for the stain to dry, coat it with one layer of a water-based polyurethane, and then I started stenciling. Originally, I had a picture of a glass of iced tea planned out, or a glass of lemonade actually planned out for this project to put on here for the transfer, but there just wasn't enough space at the bottom, so I just printed out the same lemons that I used on the other project and did the transfer the same exact way. I put a layer of Mod Podge over the entire tray after I finished with the transfer, and then added on the handles, and the handles I had left over from something else that I had been working on, and it just came in a larger pack, so I had them extra. Thank you so much for watching. Check the link in the description below to see the playlist and see what everybody else did for this challenge. And if you'd like to support my channel, please remember to share this video, like, comment, and subscribe.